What up guys, we're here in downtown Los Angeles with the Cybertruck, the Foundation Series Cybertruck all-wheel drive, and we have our quad motor Rivian R1T adventure package with the large battery pack. We did a video on everything the Rivian has but the Cybertruck doesn't, but now we're gonna confirm that and see what the Cybertruck has but the Rivian doesn't. So watch till the end, and we got Dennis here.
What's up guys?
And Dennis is gonna give us a tour of his Cybertruck. Let's look at the driver's screen and the center screen of the Cybertruck. Let's see what it has here.
Yeah, so I guess the Rivian's got two screens, right?
Yeah.
Cybertruck, it's got one, but it's pretty big though. Pretty big.
Just has the one, yeah. I guess I shouldn't have spoken in the plural sense. It doesn't have two, it just has one.
But we got one screen back here, so it technically counts as two.
You do have that one there. You do have that one there. But now let's look at the Rivian right here. Let's look at the Rivian. Oh, look at that. We have two screens in here. We have a driver screen. That's very useful. It shows you your tire pressure, your speed, your battery range, what level of suspension your vehicle is at. It gives you an efficiency graph. If you change it from right here, look at that. Efficiency graph right there, and it shows you a navigation view right there too. Then you got of course, the center screen right there. And we have a screen in the back too. It's not that special. Look at that. Look at the screen in the back right there.
Oh, I didn't even know actually Rivian had a screen in the back. That's kind of cool actually.
It does. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right, and then one thing that the Cybertruck for sure does not have is a gear tunnel.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty sick.
Look at that.
I like keeping stuff super secure, especially with like the Cybertruck tonneau cover, but right here, that is a pretty sick gear tunnel. But what are you putting in there?
Some dirty rags in there I used to clean the Rivian with.
Nice. Have you fit like a snowboard in there?
Oh yeah, I fit a snowboard there. I fit like a full-size digital piano keyboard in there. And it's pretty wide too, so you could fit like a large pizza there.
And it's got a plug right here, 12 volt. I mean, that's pretty nice actually.
On the other side too. But isn't the cover of the Cybertruck also lockable? So that's what people say to counter the Rivian.
Exactly. So the tonneau
right
cover does come down. It is motorized and it's lockable, but still haven't done any tests in it. And I'm pretty sure people are going to be able to break into it at some point. But someone did a water test recently and it leaked through. So
oh, damn.
I don't know how about secure it is. But the one thing to kind of counter this tonneau cover or the tunnel right there is that you've probably seen in some videos that this seat comes up.
Yep.
And so you could kind of lay stuff here, but it's still not as cool as a separate section on the Rivian.
All right, well, let's look at the Rivian right now. If we look at the Rivian, if we open this rear door, look at this. This seat goes up too.
Oh.
With some effort.
What the?
Did you know that?
Shit, I did not know that. I didn't know that there's a secure area right there too.
Exactly.
Tesla does sell, I saw this recently, Tesla does sell like storage units that you can put under it, but it's still not as cool as like a hideaway like that.
Exactly.
But you gotta pay for it as well.
Yep. But now let's look at the beds right now. So this is how you open the Rivian bed. You just click this button and hold it for a second, and then it locks, and then it gently drops down on its own. So we have our bed here, and this is something that the Cybertruck does not have for sure. This is an air compressor, and you got your hose in a little side door in the gear tunnel door where you can get the hose for this air compressor. And it has a hose that reaches all the wheels, and you could pump air like that. Now, Dennis, does the Cybertruck have an air compressor?
It doesn't, but I think the closest thing it has is it does have some plugs back here. So you can drop the gate like that, and it's a soft drop, but that's spelled the same. But all it really has is some plugs. You got a 220 and two 110s, but I do like how there's an air compressor because living in LA, my Model X is a magnet. I've already gotten like 3 screws in the past like 3 months, so having a compressor on board, that's pretty sick.
Now let's show the folks how you open and close the tonneau cover and how we open this after.
Yep, so you got 3 buttons right here. First one opens it, second one closes it. You just hold it. And then you're good to go. If you push the top, it opens. All the way like that. And then in terms of this is you gotta manually close it, but you can push a button and then it drops soft close, which is really nice.
Nice. Nice. So the Rivian, you gotta manually close it too. One thing I'll say is you do have a 240 volt outlet right there. We don't have that on the Rivian, of course, but you know what the Rivian does have? let's open this and I'll show you guys. Look how tiny this space here, underbed storage space here is. Look at that, and we'll show you the Rivian in a second. I mean, it is pretty deep actually. It's deeper than I expected, but it is pretty tiny compared to the Rivian. Although this bed is of course much larger. If we look here, so let's open this though. Look at the underbed storage here.
Jeez.
Look at that. You have your full-size spare tire here. Look how deep that is. And if you don't get the full-size spare, you could just use this area for more storage too. Yeah, that's what
nice.
a lot of people do.
You can put like water in here and like ice buckets in here too, right?
Exactly. I believe there's a drain down there too.
That's pretty sick actually. Full-size spare is definitely really nice. I feel like no Teslas have like a full-size spare, which is unfortunate, but I guess they're not necessarily made for off-roadness like how a Rivian is.
Exactly, yeah. And check out the spoilers on the back of the Rivian. But you know what? You know what's something really cool that the Rivian has that is actually a little subtle? Look at that camera. Do you see that camera back there?
Yeah.
The Cybertruck does not have a bed view camera. So with this camera, you get a full view of the bed and of course the surroundings too. So if you put something in the bed and you're worried about it falling while driving, you could look at it through the Rivian.
Do you also have a rear view?
We do.
Oh shit, what the heck?
We also have the camera down here. That's the rear view camera right there.
Wow.
And you could access, of course, those cameras and of course the side cameras too while you're driving. And you know what the Rivian also has?
What?
It has a 360 bird's eye view camera.
That's sick.
I mean, not the camera, but the display, of course. But the Cybertruck does not have that, of course.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna check out the Cybertruck display. Let's see this.
Cybertruck, let's see here. There's a camera button right here. You hit it open, you got the front cam right here, you got the left and the right side, and if you want the rear, you just swipe up. The lift gate is down right now, so that's why we see the asphalt, but you can see if we close it, then you'll see the actual rear view camera. But that's really it. There's only 4 cameras, front, back, left, right for the Cybertruck. So I gotta say, Rivian's got an one-up on the camera game for sure for the truck market.
Does it not have a side camera both pointing forward and a side camera pointing back?
It doesn't. Just one camera on the side, and then that is exactly it. But the one thing that maybe it's a little bit different, maybe the Rivian does or doesn't, but there also is a button right here. It's a little button that it activates the cameras. So at any time you can turn on the cameras. And also there is a little screen that comes right here when the tonneau is closed. So that way you can see out the back of your truck. Because the tonneau, you can't see anything with this baby mirror view mirror.
Oh yeah, that is a baby rear view mirror. But look at the size of that windshield wiper. It's the single wiper right there.
Yeah.
Let's look at the back right here. I would say the Rivian seats feel a little more luxurious. I mean, what do you say as a Cybertruck owner?
I do like the Rivian seats. I like how they're like a little bit more plushier, maybe more thicker. So I probably will give the edge out to the Rivian seats, just a little bit more nicer. But the one thing I don't like about the Rivian seats, and it's just me as personal preference, I don't like how the top headrest of the Rivian pops out a little bit. This one pops out as well, but it's just a little bit more toned down, but that's just a personal preference for me.
Gotcha. And you have the, of course, the full glass on the top right here, like the Rivian, of course. What's that weird thing that's not a circle and not a square called again?
So this is called a Squircle. I don't know if Tesla named it or if the people on the internet named it that, but of course a square and a circle combined. And here's what's really trippy about this steering wheel. When you turn all the way right, that's it. That's the full lock to the right, all the way left, full lock to the left. And that's because of the steer-by-wire four-wheel steering that you probably have all heard about.
Let's look at it from the outside. Let him turn the wheel and we'll look at the rear wheels from the outside. Let's see. You see that? Those rear wheels are turning. So that's pretty cool. I mean, the Rivian doesn't have that for sure. How deep is that space right here? Let's look at that.
So it's pretty nice, but I don't know how that compares to the Rivian.
It's just about as deep as the Rivian.
Yeah.
I think this has a little more area.
Okay.
But in terms of depth, it's the same.
Yeah.
And you guys do have a glove box, but the Rivian doesn't. So
Yep.
if we look at the glove box here, look at that.
So it's a little shelf
Yeah.
that pops out just like that.
Cool. Do you have storage underneath your seats?
No, I think it's just completely empty actually.
Okay, so the Rivian does have small storage parts where you could put sunglasses, other stuff under
And you have the
seats, right?
speaker too, right?
And we have the speaker. Let's look at the speaker right now. So in the Rivian, we have a Bluetooth speaker that comes with the Rivian.
That's pretty nice. That it's a nice freebie that comes with it. And you guys have a flashlight, right?
And we do have the flashlight right there.
Wow, look at that. That feels super nice. I wish Tesla gave me a flashlight.
And it's pretty bright too. It gets pretty bright too.
How often have you used that?
I've used it at least 5 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How often have you used that speaker?
Probably twice. I've used the speaker twice.
Nice.
I've
okay,
used the speaker
that's
twice.
good then.
Let's look at the front space.
So the frunk, it's an interesting way to open it. Most people think you have to pull like this, but you actually push forward. And you push forward all the way down here. There's a button, you click it, and it's motorized. It's actually Tesla's first motorized frunk on all of their vehicles, but you can see it's not the biggest. Maybe you can put like one luggage or carry-on luggage here, but when I saw the Rivian one, it was definitely a little bit definitely leaving something to desire.
It humbled the Cybertruck owner. It humbled him. Let's see. Let's look at this.
That's way bigger.
Look at the depth right there.
You got a nice little shelf separator right here where you can split the different things.
Yeah.
And you can put ice in here too as well, right?
Right, yeah. You could put ice there because it has a drain and it could drain out your ice after. But this is something that the Cybertruck does not have for sure. Let's go to the back. So if you open the bed of the Rivian, so you wrap this around anything you're putting in the back and you stick one of the ends in there.
Okay.
Yep, and you stick the other end
Like this.
right there.
Okay.
And when you lock the car, those lock.
So it doesn't fly out.
Exactly. No, those lock in place. Right now you could easily pull them out.
Yeah.
But when you lock it, they lock in place.
So it's like an extra wrap so that things don't fly out when you're driving and things like that.
Exactly. And you could get a longer cable from the Rivian website. This is just a shorter cable that the truck comes with. And I do have the manual tonneau cover for the Rivian, but I just don't have it on right now.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys have the power tonneau cover on the Cybertruck. However, the Rivian was going to have a power tonneau cover option too, but there was some issues with it, so it delayed the full release of it until next year. Or actually, I should say this year, 2024, is when Rivian will reintroduce the power tonneau cover. Dennis, what are your thoughts on the Rivian as a new Cybertruck owner?
Definitely the Rivian is going after a different type of buyer. This Rivian seems more adventurous, maybe a little bit more off-roading. This one kind of seems like maybe industrial or like a work truck. It has almost everything that this one has, but this one seems to be more targeted at people like going into the mountains and having adventure, which makes sense for the Rivian. But Cybertruck versus Rivian, they're basically almost the same. There's a lot of different remixes in between both of them, but I do like how the Rivian just has, I feel like they've thought about truck life a little bit more than the Cybertruck. Don't get me wrong, the Cybertruck is pretty cool at the end of the day, but it is kind of interesting to see the two different EV trucks stacked up side by side. What do you think?
After having driven the Cybertruck earlier today, I would say that I was impressed. I thought it was going to be not as smooth as a Rivian, but actually the Cybertruck was just as smooth as a Rivian. And at first, I wasn't a fan of how the Cybertruck looks, but I also at first wasn't a fan of how the Rivian front looks. But that grew on me, and I think there's potential for the Cybertruck to grow on me too, and I could kind of feel it slowly growing on me, you know? And I can say that the Cybertruck for sure exceeded my expectations, and if I were to get a Cybertruck, I would get the Cyber Beast. The only downside is that the Cyber Beast costs $13,000 more than the base quad motor Rivian R1T you can get. And the Cyber Beast does have some specs that are better. For example, the 0-60's 2.6 compared to the Rivian's 3.0. But if the price was a little lower than being $13,000 more, then I would get the Cyber Beast for sure, because I'm really impressed by the Cybertruck and you have a lot of capability with it.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a Cybertruck on order?
I do, but I was late in the wait list, so we'll see. We'll see when it happens.
Gotcha, because I actually do have a Rivian on order, and I was called up for R1S, but Cybertruck came up, so I had to go with this now. But I've always loved Rivian, and I feel like once Rivian taps into the Tesla supercharging network, it's going to be an undeniable good value and great looking car at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, and that's starting this year. This year, Rivians are going to be able to start using the Tesla superchargers, and which is much better than the let's just say unreliable, which is a nice way of putting it, CCS charging networks, which are Electrify America, EVgo, and things like that. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this video. And we hope this helps you make your decision if you're looking to buy one of these two trucks. And please give a follow to Dennis CW on all platforms, including YouTube, and subscribe to him on YouTube. And let us know what other content you want to see with the Rivian and the Cybertruck. Let us know your thoughts on this video. Let us know.
See you guys.